Hey everybody, this is Curtis from PSN Stores, and today we're looking at Super Exploding Zoo. This is one of the free PlayStation Plus games for the month of June. It is out now on PS4 and Vita. This is the PS4 version. I streamed like an hour and a half of this last night. Ended up going ahead and finishing it. There's 80 stages, and I had a lot of fun with it. We're gonna take a look at a few different things. Let's go ahead and jump into one of the earlier stages, just to kind of give you guys a glimpse of what this game is. I think the easiest thing to equate it to is probably like a tower defense, without like towers, I guess. Essentially, you have an egg that you need to protect. So you have there is one thing that you're protecting. And then we have there are these aliens, like the one you see at the bottom, that are slowly moving towards the egg. Now, obviously, it's an early stage, so there's just one alien right now. But later on, there's going to be a lot of different aliens. There's going to be like a mother brain that's actually spawning little baby aliens until you go ahead and defeat it. Different things like that. So right now, I've got all these penguins that I can collect. Each stage, they're gonna have a variety of different animals kind of sleeping throughout a stage. You'll start with one, and then you'll move around picking them up, waking them up, and having them join your herd. And they all have different abilities. So first off, if I actually hold L1, if you hold L1, R1, L2, R2, whatever, you bring up the tactics mode, and so that pauses the game. By hitting the right analog stick in a direction, I can switch between any animal. So you notice these penguins, they all have one dot above them. That means that they can do one blip of damage. You see on this alien, he's got 6 health. You actually see in the top left corner, it shows how much damage I can do. So I have 10 penguins in my herd. And then it shows how much damage the aliens as a whole can take. There's only one alien, so it's just going to be 6 damage. I don't really need to use it now. But in later levels, there's gonna be points where you'll have maybe you have 2 elephants, and those 2 elephants can do, I think it's 5 damage. But then you have then maybe you have 3 lions, and those lions can do, I think it's 4 damage. So you'll open up your tactics mode, and maybe there's 3 or 4 aliens, and you've got to kind of decide which animals you want to use. And then which ones you want to save, because at the end of a level, whatever animals that you have remaining will actually go towards your hatchery. After this level, I'll show you the hatchery. Basically, to unlock more animals, as you progress through the game, you'll get access to new animals. And usually those animals that you will unlock as you progress, they'll have different abilities. So you might get a monkey, and a monkey can climb over the wall to access an area you normally wouldn't be able to get to. And then a lion, you can have lions stand on podiums, and that will allow them to basically cause enemies to slow down by letting out a roar. You can get llamas, and llamas can stand on podiums, and those will actually act as towers, so they will spit at a set interval and do 4 damage to an alien. So that's pretty useful. These dodos, like penguins, they don't really have a special ability. They're just gonna do 1 thing of damage. So right now I'm only being left with 1 animal at the end of a level, but later on, if you're good enough and you go the optimal route, you can finish the stage with a pretty decent size herd of animals. So then you go to the hatchery. So as you progress through the game, you're gonna unlock enough animals to kind of do different to get different abilities, and you're going to get all the abilities that you need to beat all of the stages. But you see there are 21 animals that I can unlock, and these are just kind of different variations. So, for instance, a lion can stand on a podium to slow enemies down, but there are other types of animals that can also do that same thing. There are hippos that you can get, and those hippos can create a bridge for you to cross over water. but turtles can also do the same thing. So this is just unlocking different types of animals. So then when you get to a stage, maybe that stage has you playing as a penguin, maybe it has you playing as a dodo. So things like that. So you have your egg power, and then you have the number of animals you have. So you toss an animal. So I just tossed an elephant, and that did 6 damage to the egg power. So you keep doing this as you're playing in the game over and over again. You're playing levels. You're kind of trying to get the optimal route. You're gonna build up these animals so that you can break apart these eggs and unlock new animals. So by the time I beat the game, I had 14 of the 21. And that I wasn't playing perfect, but it was definitely like doing my best to try to have as many animals left over as I could. So that's kind of the game, kind of the end of the early goings. You have 4 sections. Each section has 20 stages. And obviously, you know, as you progress, it's going to introduce different mechanics, different, like, cool little things you can do. So let's go ahead and jump into... Let's do Dynamite Heights. Let's try 42. And maybe we'll see some different animals here. Alright, this is one. I like this one quite a bit. Most of these stages aren't as straightforward as this one is. But I do kind of like this one. It's pretty simple, but the game does get pretty challenging. Like, there are definitely some levels that I was stuck on for... Took me maybe like a handful of tries to kind of figure out. It's a lot of like, you know, optimizing the path that you take. Trying to get go as quick as you can, getting as many animals as you can. Things like that. You notice there on the right hand side there was like an egg. And there's another one right there. There's a timer on the top right hand corner. You see there's a timer counting down. Basically what that's for is when it counts down to 0, those eggs will hatch. So it's really like, it's in your best interest, and I probably should have gone ahead and at least destroyed that one. It's in your best interest to destroy those before they hatch, because they only have 3 health as an egg, whereas now he's got 6 health. Now, I have a giraffe here, so I'm just going to go ahead and send one of those over to kill him. Probably send another giraffe over to take care of a couple of these guys. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any podiums here, so my lions aren't really useful for that ability that they have. But yeah, so I think, you know, there's a good chunk of it, like, there's a good amount of animals and variety to their different abilities. So I think you can, you know, potentially see how difficult and how much variety they can bring to the way the levels are designed and set up. And it's a lot of fun. Like, it's really cool to kind of get into a level and kind of figure out, you know, what the best pathway to take is, among many other things. So, let's send a giraffe there. So we'll go in here. And I think I've got all the animals. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and send our last giraffe. And so now I finished it. Now that's not the best you can do. You can definitely do better, but you know, now I finished the level. I've got a few lions. I got a crocodile, and we can go back to the hatchery. Not gonna have nearly enough just yet, but you can do a pretty good amount of damage. We'll go back and do an earlier level at Kaboom Lagoon. Let's do 26. I like this game quite a bit. There's a lot of things I like about it. I just like how it looks. I really love, I mean, just to pause this really quick, the really huge eyes, the expressions on the animals' faces, I think is hilarious. Like, I love, like, this donkey is to me, I think that it's just the funniest looking face And some of the animals have like even better descriptions or like expressions that they have. It's just awesome. I love that stuff. I think the game just looks really nice overall. There's a lot of really funny little things you can unlock, and well, some like different artworks you can see on postcards, and I'll show those in a second. So here there's this the small grass. If you run over, you'll spawn little baby animals of the ones that you have in your herd, and then you go to the big grass, and they grow up, and so you can kind of run back and forth. One thing you saw in the last level we did, there are these like lightning shards you can run over to make your herd move faster. So that's really nice because it's one of those things that I think is really noticeable in some of the later levels where you have like larger areas and there's you know, more ground to cover. There's more aliens to kill and take care of. It's just a lot more to kind of pay attention to, and it can become apparent pretty quick how slow that you move. And so it's nice having those speed boost. One thing that it's honestly maybe the one thing that really bothers me is that like I wish you moved a little faster. But that said, like even like the aliens that are moving towards your egg that you're protecting, like they move pretty slowly too, so it's not like you're at a disadvantage really. I just wish you moved a little bit quicker, but it's not a huge deal. So those are a few of the stages, and then we have this hub world. So these are the kind of your 4 like set areas, and you can go here. There's souvenirs. So here's your here's your collectibles. So you have these postcards you're getting. I'm not gonna go through all of them because you're unlocking those as you progress. And then you have stickers that you can find too. And the stickers are just each some of the different types of animals and some other things as well. Right now I'm only missing one. It's just that one right there that I'm missing, and I'm not sure which level it's in. That's actually maybe one other thing is I wish it says 7 on there, so I thought maybe it was level 7 that the sticker was missing, but it's definitely not there, and so maybe I kind of wish maybe you could look at the level select screen and kind of see and be able to tell like, okay, this is a level that I'm missing a sticker in, because not every level has stickers in it. But as you see, there's, you know, it's like jellyfish and a panda. And that panda does not look amused at all. I really like this. This is just there. You'll see like a pyramid of penguins. There's I think there's like an elephant riding a unicycle. There's this poor guy over there. There's your high scores. This game has a multiplayer mode. It's a 1v1. It's basically 2 herds against each other, so you're running around like a little map, collecting a bunch of animals and just ramming them into each other. Chris and I played a bit on the live stream we did last night. It was pretty fun. Then there's your hatchery, and then around this whole area, there's actually like okay, so for instance, like the monkey, his ability is to climb over walls, so I can use the monkey climb over walls. In a level, I would use this, and then this would be an area I wouldn't be able to reach. And I could use this monkey to get more animals that are sleeping. And then once I've got all of them, I could use the monkey to hit the dynamite. And then, you know, come back over. And then, again, more dynamite. So the meerkat can also use the dynamite, and then we can get up here. You know, I've already done this stuff, but there was collectibles up here. The meerkats can also dig holes. So there's another example of that. So they can dig holes and get to other areas that are unreachable. Let's get over here. Oh, nice. So I was trying to get this trophy last night. It's for destroying everything in the area, and for some reason it wasn't unlocking, but I finally got it this time. Actually, that was one. There is, now that I think of it, there is one other thing that I kind of am bothered by, other than the movement speed in the levels. you may have noticed when I was trying to use the monkey to hit the dynamite, it kind of took a while for it to do it. So sometimes when you get those abilities, you hold square, and the animal will kind of automatically lock on and activate whatever it is. Sometimes that can be a little finicky. Sometimes that just won't really work. Ultimately, it's not a major deal because it's a lot easier to just go into tactics mode, and do it that way, and that will work like 100% of the time. But sometimes I wish I could just hold square and let it happen. That and the movement speed, and really like the movement speed is only really apparent, I think, in specific levels. I mean, there's definitely a few that I remember from like late in the game, but other than that, it isn't a huge deal. It sounds like I haven't got a chance to test it. I need to do so before I get to writing the review. It sounds like the Vita version is having a lot of issues. I've been reading a lot of people saying that they're having trouble just even getting the game to run, like to even start on the Vita. It sounds like there's a lot of crashing. I haven't tried that yet. I plan on doing so before doing the review, but I haven't had any trouble with the PS4 version. So, but I think that's gonna do it. That's Super Exploding Zoo. Again, it's available for free on PlayStation Plus. So if you are a Plus subscriber, it wouldn't hurt to at least check it out. I like it quite a bit. Again, you know, I just got kind of a couple little nitpicky things that I'm not a huge fan of. But other than that, like, I think it's a fun little game. Like, it's probably closest to like maybe a tower defense. Again, there's not really, other than like the llamas that you can use to place on the pedestals for them to be like kind of towers. There's not really like, it's tower defense without towers. I was reading someone say it's kind of like Pikmin. I think on like NeoGAF I was reading a thread and they're like, it's kind of like a Pikmin in a way, and I guess I can kind of see that too. But I think it's fun. I like, you know, collecting these different animals, and there's a pretty good variety of different abilities that you have at your disposal, and they're all used in pretty cool ways. I think it's going to be fun. The game has a platinum, and I'm going to try to get it. I think it's going to be fun going through these stages and kind of like figuring out the optimal path to go through things. So that'll be pretty cool too, I think. But, and again, I really, like, I love the art style here. I love the huge eyes, just the expressions on the animals' faces. And hey, you know, penguins are pretty cool too. But like, look at this. Like, look at, like, you have this alien, and then you have like the elephant, the panda, and the pandas just do not, like, they don't care. They're like, look, dude, I'm here. The panda actually is the one thing I wanted to bring up. Pandas is a late game animal. I guess I'll just, now I'll let you guys see it for yourself. Panda actually uses tilt control on the controller to like roll around that area, and it's pretty cool too. But that's gonna do it. Again, it's free for PlayStation Plus. If you're not a Plus member, I think it's like $11. I think it's worth it, absolutely. Unless you plan on only playing on Vita, maybe wait to see if they do a patch or something. Again, I need to check into that for myself. That's all the stuff I'm hearing about people having trouble with it is just kind of secondhand right now. But I'll check it out myself before writing the review, which should be up in the next day or so. But until then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later.